I've been a security guard for about 5 years now. It's not as exciting as people think. No high-speed chases, no epic confrontations. Mostly just long hours of walking empty hallways, staring at security monitors, and trying to keep me awake. But there was this one night that I'll never forget. I still think about it sometimes when I'm alone, and it makes my skin crawl. It was a Friday night shift at this mid-sized office building downtown. You know the type. Glass entrance, a couple of floors with cubicles, some conference rooms, break areas, that sort of thing. The company that leased the space was some tech startup. Most people cleared out by 6 p.m., but there was always the occasional workaholic burning the midnight oil. That night it was quiet. Just me, my usual rounds, and the faint hum of fluorescent lights. Around 11:30 p.m., I was in the control room, feet up on the desk, sipping lukewarm coffee, half watching the grainy security feeds. That's when I noticed something odd on one of the exterior cameras. A man was standing just outside the main entrance. He wasn't doing anything, just standing there about 10 feet from the door, not moving. His face was partially hidden under a hoodie, hands were buried in his jacket pockets. At first, I thought maybe he was waiting for someone, an Uber or a coworker still inside. But minutes passed, and he didn't budge, just standing there staring straight ahead. I watched him for a bit longer, trying to rationalize it. Maybe he was just taking a smoke break, though I didn't see any cigarette. I switched to different camera angles to see if I could get a better look, but it didn't help much. He was just there, motionless. Something felt off. After about 10 minutes of this, I decided to do a quick walk downstairs to see if he needed help, or to tell him to move along if he was loitering. As I walked toward the lobby, I kept glancing at the monitors from the other cameras. He hadn't moved an inch. When I got to the glass doors, I could see him now, standing under the dim glow of the streetlight. His face was still shadowed, but there was this weird vibe about him. You know how sometimes you just feel when someone's not right? Like your brain picks up on something subtle that you can't quite explain. I opened the door just a crack, enough to talk through. "You good? Are you waiting for someone?" No response. He didn't even flinch. Just kept standing there, staring, not at me, but at the building. His eyes were dark and sunken, like he hadn't slept in days. I felt this tightness in my chest, like my body was reacting before my brain could process why. "Hey," I said again, louder this time. Nothing. I didn't want to step outside. Something told me not to. Instead, I locked the door, backed away slowly, and went straight back to the control room. When I checked the monitors again, he was gone. No sign of him anywhere. I flipped through every camera. Nothing. There's no way he could have moved that fast without being caught on at least one other angle. I even checked the parking lot feed. Empty. That should have been the end of it. Just some weird dude, right? But about 30 minutes later, around midnight, I saw something else. On one of the upper floor cameras, there was movement. The office should have been empty. Everyone clocks out early on Fridays. But there was a figure walking down the hallway. My first thought was maybe someone stayed late without signing out, which wasn't unheard of. But then I realized it was him. Same hoodie, same slouched posture. But how the hell did he get in? The doors were locked. I locked them. I stared at the monitor, my heart pounding now. He wasn't moving like someone who belonged there. No rush, no hesitation, just slow, deliberate steps, like he knew exactly where he was going. I grabbed my flashlight and radio. Not that the radio would have helped much. I was the only guard on duty. My mind raced through the possibilities. Maybe he was an employee I didn't recognize. Maybe I missed him in my last round. I took the stairs 2 at a time, trying to stay quiet. When I reached the floor where I'd seen him, the hallway was empty. I could hear the faint hum of office equipment and the buzz of vending machines down the hall, but no footsteps. No sound of doors opening or closing. I checked every office, every break room. Nothing. Then I saw it. A side door near the emergency exit slightly ajar. That door had an alarm if opened without a key card, but there'd been no alert. I stepped closer, pushing it open with the end of my flashlight. The stairwell beyond was empty, but taped to the wall, just beside the door, was a small strip of black electrical tape, covering the door latch. That's how he got in, kept the door from locking shut. Probably slipped in while I was distracted by him outside. At that point, I wasn't trying to be a hero. I called the cops. They showed up fast and cleared the building with me, but he was gone. Just vanished. No sign of forced entry, and nothing was stolen. The only weird thing they found was a set of footprints leading to the maintenance room, a place with no cameras inside. But he wasn't there. The cops said he was probably a squatter or someone trying to steal equipment. Maybe. But that didn't explain how he knew exactly where to go, how to avoid most of the cameras, or why he was just standing outside for so long, like he was waiting for something or someone. The building installed better security after that. More cameras, stricter protocols. But I still think about that guy sometimes. Wonder what he was doing there. Wonder if he was waiting for me to come outside.